Are you listening to this episode on Himalaya? If you are, congratulations, because you're already using the best new podcast app out there. If you're not, well, you're a loser and missing out. So get it together. Whether you're a podcaster or a fan, Himalaya is designed with you in mind and has a ton of cool new features like curated shareable playlists and collections made just for you, along with personalized recommendations to help with content discovery. And the best part is, it's super easy to use. It's definitely my favorite listening app, and I'm sure it will be yours too. So do yourself a favor and download Himalaya today, and be sure to follow my show, Worst Firsts, once you're there. Bye. Guys, we are live on Worst First with Miss Alice McMunn. She is a professional dancer and dick-sucking. She's a professional dancer. She's a model. She's multi-talented. You can follow her on Instagram, which is just Alice McMunn, right? Or is it?
It's official Malice McMunn.
Malice McMunn.
And I had to put official Malice McMunn because there is a fan page too. Bless my fan page. I love her to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm private because I have crazy stalker haters.
So make sure you go to her page and send her some love. Send her a friend request. She's got really cool content. She posts awesome photos. And you're a dancer.
Yeah.
You dance at Jumbo's Clown Room.
No,
Not
Cheetahs.
Anymore. Cheetahs. Sorry.
No, Cheetahs. Cheetahs. Jumbo's is great too. I have a bunch
Yeah.
of girlfriends that dance there.
Yeah.
But, I'm more of a Cheetahs vibe.
Cheetahs in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's La Brea.
It's Cheetahs is like 4600 Hollywood Boulevard. I got exact address because I get food delivered there all the time.
I love it. You're like 4600. Your Postmates guy's listening. He's like, I know that
yeah,
address.
Yeah, been there.
That's amazing. So how did you? This is going to be such a long podcast because I want to know everything. Like,
Okay.
I want to know how you got started.
Ooh, that's a long ass. All these are long ass stories, and this is the thing: is like most of my stories kind of like they would almost be like sad.
Really?
But like,
that's okay.
But they're not sad because of how I ended up.
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But like when I tell the story, like I notice a lot of times when I tell stories about my history and my life, people are like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "No, but it's cool because I turned out great."
Yeah, you're
right?
like, look at me now. I'm fucking killing it. I'm gorgeous. I'm fucking covered in
I'm
tattoos.
like, well,
I'm living
just
my best life.
the basic. I'm still alive, so hey.
There you go.
You know.
Where did you grow up?
I mean, that's the thing is I moved all the time. I didn't really grow up anywhere. I was born in Vancouver, Washington. We lived there for maybe a year or two or something. My mom divorced my dad real young, which is I totally get it, dude.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Okay.
But
Totally. I feel you.
yeah, right. And she moved us around a lot. She had a lot of boyfriends. She had a lot of husbands. We lived in a lot of places. Every time she'd get a new boyfriend, we moved to wherever his family was from. Like I lived in Montana for some time. I lived like a lot of it is Washington, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, like that Pacific Northwest-ish area-ish. She's originally, her and my dad are from Walla Walla, Washington. That's a real place.
Oh my God, I remember a commercial. It was like, Walla Washington, vacuum cleaners.
Bugs Bunny used to always say that.
That's
He's
what
like,
it was.
what's the magic password? Walla Walla, Washington.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
a real
know it was
place.
a real thing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so you had a good childhood or a rough childhood, would you say?
Well, I mean,
Tough.
if you consider, I mean, there's always other comparisons. There's people that had way worse than me.
Of course, but to you.
I mean, we moved a lot, never really had friends, and I was a dork, like, obviously, still, I mean, was.
You look cool as shit. Yeah.
But, you know, like, am a dork. And, you know, when you get to know me, you'll be like, oh, yeah, okay.
She's a fucking nerd.
She collects VHS. No, you can't be a nerd unless you're smart. Dorks are
dead. Dorks are dumb.
I wouldn't say dumb. They're just specialists of different things that are not cool.
Wow.
For instance,
You're
my
a curator
VHS
of uncool things
collection, and it's not like it's not. I mean, I'm making
that's kinda
VHS cool
yeah.
now, but
yeah,
like
I think that's
you know.
cool.
But no, we moved a lot, and then I don't. Okay, like I've said this in a couple of my podcasts. Like I've forgiven my mother for everything she's ever done. Bless her heart. She had a horrible alcohol addiction, and she has never really been properly treated for that and her childhood trauma herself.
Right.
So when she was blacked out, she may or may not have been a child abuser. And we may or may not. Well, we definitely ended up in foster care, me and my sister.
Oh, you did.
And
Okay.
I will say this, like, just another thing is I would still rather be physically abused by my mom to the point of near death like she did
Than go to
than be in
foster
foster care. because the foster care system needs a lot of help.
Yes, I have my best friend was adopted, and she told me her parents were heroin addicts, and they both died of a heroin overdose, and she got put into the system when she was 6. And she remembers she goes to this foster care lady's house, and she says, they say, hey, this is going to be, where you're staying, and this lady has like 8 kids there already. And
those are foster farms. I was in one.
You were in one too?
Yeah. So, I call them farms because they're just in there to get a profit.
To get money. And so she said as soon as the social worker left, she was locked in a room. And she was fed mayonnaise bread sandwiches, pushed under the door.
Yeah. Wow.
She wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom. It was
little prisoners.
So what do you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, my first foster home wasn't that bad, and then I was like, we were actually given back to our mom for a while, but then she proved she still wasn't treated, and then we went to another foster home, and this was one of the foster farms, and that one was. No. I will say that it was similar to being a stripper because it was like I think that's where I learned how to really like live in a group of women, and it was just like us 8 girls and like my foster sisters and my sister. We are all had each other, so there was that cool bonding part of it. But our foster mom was legit like Jabba the Hutt. And she used to sit behind a desk in the living room and just command us to do chores and things. And she would just order jewelry off QVC and food and like have us bring stuff to her. One of the good chores that you could get in this foster home was popping the pimples on her back.
Ew.
That was like you're getting the easiest chore. Like, and if you get in trouble... some of the punishments would be she was never physically whatever, but she would make us just do really insane chores like cut the lawn with literal scissors, like out there if you got in trouble. And
what a fucking psycho. Was she by herself, no husband?
She was married, and her husband was the sweetest thing.
Oh, he was?
He was like, back then he was like Boeing's oldest employee. He had been with Boeing for like since they started, and he was like, older, and he would just come home from work. He would work crazy hours. Obviously he didn't want to be home. Yes. And then he'd get there. He was obviously like, this isn't the way this should be, but he was scared of her. And so he would just go in his room and just listen to classical music on headphones. He didn't really do anything. He was like non-existent.
What was the house like?
The house was just like I don't know. It was just kind of like a suburban home with like multiple rooms, and they do just like the bare minimum to make sure that they can get paid by the state. So each bedroom had 2 bunks, and so there's 2 girls to each room. And the last room had 4. Yeah. And there was always 2 extra beds that were for the girls that came from juvie, and we'd get a lot of girls that were coming in and out of juvenile detention, and we'd get robbed all the time from girls going in and out of that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
In that lady's house?
Like when I remember one Christmas, and all the gifts that we got were donated to foster care programs, and so we'd get gifts. Of course they'd be some like granny panties and some random socks and shit.
You're like,
but we'd still be grateful because it was like presents, and we got to unwrap. And like a lot of us, most of us, including me, never got presents before, and we were just like, oh my god, presents, cool. I don't give a fuck if it's socks. We're so stoked. But I remember one Christmas we all got like a bunch of donations, and we were like, oh my God, it's so stoked. And we opened our presents, we got a bunch of stuff, and then we went to school the next day or something, and one of the girls from juvie just took everything. And I was like, to our foster mom, I was like, you didn't notice that she came in with 1 bag and she left with like 3 garbage bags of things? She literally even took my dirty panties. I was like, this person just took all of our shit.
That sucks that they didn't let you guys have locks for your rooms, I guess, because she had to
nothing
go in
was
God,
sacred,
so there was like how many girls in one house at a
There was
time?
always 8.
8 girls.
Yeah.
So that woman didn't work. She was just watching you guys all day.
No, she just sat there.
And how much money do you get paid per child?
I think it was around back then it was like the 80s, and I think it was like $400 or something dollars, and then
per kid?
Yeah.
A month? Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So those 8 kids.
Yeah. Do the math. Yeah,
I'm gonna get a calculator.
I can't
out.
do that.
Someone's already done
either.
it in their head because they're smart.
Yeah.
But I can't even add like 2 + 2, so I'm gonna use a calculator. So okay, so that's 8 times 5 is fuck, I'm retarded.
I can't.
8 times 500 is $4,000 a month.
Yeah, she was making money, and that's what she was just getting jewelry all the time, just QVC all the time.
And she didn't keep the house nice for that money?
No, we were the slaves. That was what we did. That was our chores. So we were supposed to get like a $5 allowance every week for that. And we're all teen girls, right? Like in the 80s, and like we still needed stuff for our skin and like, you know, like just take care of ourselves, you know? But like that we were supposed to buy all of that kind of stuff with our allowance.
Right.
But a lot of times she didn't approve of how we did the chores, so we wouldn't get our allowance. And it'd be like, you can't get tampons then. You know, so because you don't get your, you know, like even back then when I was like a teenager and I didn't even really wear makeup when I was a tomboy. Like I know you talked about that before. Yes, I was a total like tomboy. Tree climbing tomboy, you know, just listening to metal, Beavis and Butthead, whatever. Yeah. You know, like just didn't care that much about how I looked, but I did have bad skin. I mean, you know, like just very oily person though. Same. So I just needed like skincare stuff a lot. And, I just couldn't afford like anything, and then like and tampons.
She wouldn't give you anything or like treat you guys to anything.
Never.
Movies,
I mean, nothing. We had TV and like, you know, we could watch TV and stuff out there, but it was like really most of the stuff, you know, the fun that we had was all with each other, or you know, a lot of us snuck out a lot. We went out a lot. I mean, I didn't as much because I was like a dork, you know, but my older sisters did, and every once in a while I would go with, but I was always like, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know? Like usually I'd just be third wheeling it with one of the girls that had a boyfriend, and I'd just be like,
You're like, this is awkward. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go back to the foster home now and go pop this lady's back pimples.
Right.
That'd be more fun. So wait, so you were there till you were 18?
No, because we got kicked out of that real quick, the reason why we got kicked out of this foster home is my sister actually went through that. Foster mom kept files of how much money she made, and my sister found the files, and we were looking at the money, and we were looking that the foster care agency gives them a certain allotment of money for our personal incidentals. That's the tampon and all that other kind of money. And that is supposed to be given. We shouldn't have to earn that. That's like she got money to buy those things specifically. It's not like she had to pull out of pocket. Right. You know, and my sister, we had house meetings all the time, basically to get yelled at usually. And one of these house meetings, you know, she's like, you know, berating us and all this shit. And my sister brought up, she's like, so I noticed that there's this money and you don't use it, and we have to, and it's just, we can't sometimes. And it's more money than $5 a week. Like how much back then, $60 like every 2 weeks would have afforded all the things I needed. Yes. You know, like not 10. Anyway, so she kicked us out for that, for bringing it up. She basically she kicked my sister out, and that was my blood sister. So she was like, do you want to stay? She was like, do you want to be with your sister? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm not going to like let you kick her out, and I'm going to stay here. Right. So we went to another foster home, and that foster home kicked my sister out too for not smiling enough. Like those people were just like, and I ended up, that time I was in a new school and I started making friends, and I was like, I'm gonna stay here this time. And my sister went to like a farm, like a legit actual dairy farm in the Pacific Northwest, and I stayed because I was a city person.
Where was that first?
This is like Everett, Washington. Okay. And then she went to like, I don't know the name of the city. Some city where they just have cows. Wow. And it's just like,
she got kicked out of there for not smiling?
They just didn't like her attitude.
How many kids were in that one?
That was just me, her, and like one other little girl. And those foster parents were actually like abusing that girl. Like that girl, the little girl had like really bad mental health issues. Her mom like made her mentally unstable by like smashing her head with a frying pan. And so this girl had like really crazy like violent rage all the time. And like my foster parents would punish her for having outrageous like or rage attacks at school by not feeding her. And so they'd like,
how is that legal?
I know.
Like, get her out of there. Oh no. And you would see all this?
Yeah. And
did you tell the social worker or no?
Yeah, I did when I got kicked out of there. Like, because I was just gonna leave. I was like, fuck these people, I'm out of here. And then they called my caseworker, and the caseworker showed up, and she's like, so they said that you don't oh, by the way, those foster parents also got extra money from the state, telling the state that I had an eating disorder and a sleeping disorder, which I never had. My eating disorder was that they didn't feed me. and my sleeping disorders that I didn't like sleeping there because they were fucking rude.
Ew.
So
you didn't have any foster parents where you were like, these people are really cool. And
yes, the last one.
The last one.
Because after I got kicked out of that home,
yeah,
the caseworker convinced me to try one more family.
How old were you at that point?
Like 16.
Okay.
And so when I went to try out this other family, they honestly, like I was already so jaded from the system and so angry. Like I was always a nice kiss ass kid, but at this point I was starting to get like fuck everyone.
Yeah,
I'm like fuck these people.
Been like so many seen so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, you
so
start to be like,
people.
oh, these people just want to use me too. Okay, cool. So like when I met them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're nice now. They're nice now, but they're gonna fucking turn the minute I get up in there. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just live with these people and I'll rob them. I'm gonna fucking rob them. And then
oh my god, dead.
No, I got there and like they were really nice. They turned out to be a really, really nice couple. And honestly, they were like,
were you their only kid?
No, because I was their only foster kid. Yeah, and their kids had already been grown. Their kids were like my parents' age. You know, like they had already had kids and like dealt with all that, and they were cool. They were just like, you know, we just still have all this money and love, and you know, and they were in a like nicer place.
Wow.
And honestly, like once I started to get to know them, I was like, yeah, I'm not robbing these people. They're like
really
awesome.
Like them, yeah.
But I still had it in me, like. From my last foster homes, I never wanted to be a burden on some people, and I'm still like that. I'm like, I don't ever want to be that burden. So I would do shit, but also side eye it was because I also like already was like becoming an alcoholic drug addict myself. Like I would already like started drinking and partying, and like I did acid all the time, and I sold acid and like you know, so I was
at
like
16.
Oh yeah, I was already doing that like at school. Like I got kicked out of school because I was always like at extra lunches selling acid and shit and shrooms and
all
whatever.
The 16-year-olds are just like they don't even know what the fuck's going on. Oh my god.
I mean, I wonder like kids nowadays if they are doing like the shit that
dude,
me and
I
my
don't
friends
know.
were doing back
I don't
then,
know because I was like an innocent kid. I didn't really do anything.
I don't know. I look at my niece now, and she kind of reminds me a lot of me and my sister when we were young. And I'm always like, dude, I hope she doesn't party like we did, though. Like,
I partied in like my 20s, like when I got to LA, but not as like a teenager. I remember being like traumatized by that stuff. I was like, ugh. My brother did. My brother was always on acid. But so then you're 16, then you moved in with those people. You liked them. Do you still talk to them? Are they still nice?
No, I don't
people?
know what happened to any of them because then that foster parent. What happened is I hitchhiked to see my sister. My sister went to college in like 300 miles away in Walla Walla. She went back there and did college. And I hitchhiked to go visit her there. And my foster parents, okay, they were really, like in hindsight, they actually were really like, dude, that's hella scary. Like, you should be careful. You can't be hitchhiking. And like, but my mind was like, you can't tell me who are you to tell me how to be, like we got in a fight over that. And really they were looking out for me, but I took it as you're trying to control me, trying to tell me how to live my life because I wasn't used to being someone actually loving and caring about me. I was just like, oh no, you just want to control me. And then, the conversation turned to like, my music. They were like, oh, well, you listen to Satan music and all this other shit. I'm like, you guys don't even go to fucking church.
Yeah,
and
why
like
are
then
you offended?
we started arguing about music, and they were like, yeah, no, you're going to hell and all this shit. I was like, oh really? I was like, the reason why the Virgin Mary didn't know, the reason why I say the Virgin Mary didn't know who the dad was of Jesus. That's why she said that it was like whatever. She just she was a whore. I was
she doesn't even know who the baby daddy was. What's that? That's fucked up. Yeah, dead.
Yeah, so they kicked me out after that.
They did. They said leave.
Yeah, and then I was homeless for 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
Homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. After that, like from 17 to like, so from there I like just started like living on the streets, hitchhiking. I hitchhiked to Portland. I met like squatter punks. I like started squatting.
You slept outside.
Slept outside, slept in abandoned buildings, slept in dumpsters, slept in whatever, like just hitchhiked all over the place, did whatever. I was like, I really thought back then when I was that young also that the world was going to end in like 2000 or 2001. So I was like, I'm just going to live my best life.
Till it ends.
Yeah. It's going to be over soon.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm going to keep you here for like 3 hours because I want to hear everything. Okay, guys, we're taking a quick break and then we will be right back with Alice McMunn. Hello, friends and Worst Firsters. Thanks for listening to Worst First. It means so much to me. So I try to help you out where I can. And I love CBD products. I know I've talked about them many different times on this podcast, in life in general. I personally like to use CBD products for my anxiety and sleep. So I have found this company, moderncbd.com. So basically at Modern CBD, they have all different kinds of CBD available, things that can help you with pain relief, anxiety, sleep, and they are a trusted resource for hemp-derived CBD products. So basically all the people at Modern CBD curate the best CBD products from only reputable brands, and you can go on their website and look exactly what is in these CBD products, because a lot of the times you'll get CBD and, you know, it'll say, oh, full spectrum CBD or whatever, but it won't give you the detailed list of what is in it. You're like, what am I putting in my body? Is this like half petrol? What is this? So it's nice to go to the website and get to see a full breakdown of exactly what is in the product. You get free shipping on all of the orders and 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it, you know, you contact them and you get refunded. So it's really awesome. You can get your CBD products today from Modern CBD, and it's a special offer for you guys to get 30% off your order, and shipping is free. So it's moderncbd.com. So MDRNCBD.com. Enter the promo code WORST, WORST, for 30% off of your order with free shipping. And again, that's MDRNCBD.com with promo code WORST, WORST, for 30% off of your order. On your way to start feeling better. Okay, we're back.
Hi.
That's the break. Hi guys. I hope you enjoyed all those horrible. I'm not horrible. I'm gonna say hope you enjoyed all those ads. I know people hate listening to ads, but I'm so grateful for all my sponsors. Right. So I shouldn't say horrible, but you know, people hate that. They're like, oh, the ads. You know, I try to make them fun. I love all the products that I advertise. So
honestly,
you know.
I watch YouTube all the time. Yeah. I'm always on YouTube, and I've been noticing a lot of ads are really catering to, like, I feel like a YouTube personality type.
Yeah.
And like they're getting funnier. I saw an ad for like. I was watching, you know, your other podcast today, and I saw an ad for like some kind of like eco-friendly, like kind of like a Tide Pods, but they're like I wish I could remember the brand because that'd probably help you out a little bit.
It's like a dildo. It's like a fucking Tide Pod dildo. They're like, yeah, check out these cool, they're eco-friendly dildos. You just plant them in the ground. You're done with it, and a tree grows. It's really, really great.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. When you're done, when the battery dies and you can't fix it anymore, just put it in the ground. And a big dick tree grows.
I think I'm
dick
endorsing
trees.
this.
Yeah, dick trees. Anyway, I love you. You're amazing. I'm so invested in your story.
I know,
I'm just sitting here like around a campfire.
I'm telling you, they're not funny. They're always like.
This whole podcast isn't about like being funny. Okay. Like it's a real podcast. Like I want to know. So you were homeless from 17 to, you said 9 years.
Yeah, about-ish 9 years.
And then you went to LA last, right?
No. That story doesn't even get there. Like it takes a while for me to get to LA because I had to. I mean, from the streets, I was, you know, then I started doing heroin at 17,
okay.
like because I hitchhiked to San Francisco first, and the first day I was there, I shot up. I was just like, well, this is what we do here.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
And
you weren't scared.
I was like, you live once.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
YOLO my whole life. I was just like, whatever. And I wanted to try it. It was on my list. Honestly, I was always more scared of alcohol because of my family history than I was of other drugs. And, you know, I want to remind people something. The internet did not exist back then, okay?
Yes.
And I did not know a lot of... I went into using heroin very innocent, you know, because back then it was just like you could read books about it.
Try it,
and like but I didn't. Okay, like, and a lot of people that grew up in the city, they might have seen like what happens to junkies later on. Mm-hmm. But even back in the 90s, all the junkies that I was seeing around Seattle, even back then, they were like cool grunge rocker people, and it wasn't really.
You're like, it was just like a lifestyle thing. It wasn't like a horrible epidemic.
I didn't. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it was, but I wasn't seeing the advanced stages of it.
Yes.
Yet, you know, like it with most people, it just seemed kind of like a young party
like a
drug back
recreational
then.
Drug. Yeah.
You know, and it was like, you know, even when celebrities were dying of it, I was like, well, yeah, fucking rock star life, you know, whatever.
Yeah, you were like, oh, you did too much, idiot. Like, you
that's
know
what they did. Yeah, you got to just be more careful.
Yeah, be more careful. Do less. Yeah. Just do a tiny bit.
And then I overdosed 3 times.
You did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you had to get the fucking...
No, because, okay, the first time I was with a guy who I thought was so cool. Like, he wasn't a guy I wanted to like hook up with or anything. I actually, when I was homeless, I really didn't hook up like for almost that whole time until I was dating someone because like I was homeless.
Yeah,
I was like disgusted.
They'd be like, let's go back to your place. You're like, okay, cool. It's this dumpster around the corner.
Straight up. Like,
yeah.
I mean, occasionally like I had like a couple of house punk friends that I would hook up with, but like I just, you know, and there was like, yeah, if I had a place where I knew I could shower, then I would, you know, maybe have sex with someone who I was hanging out with. But
were you ever scared sleeping on the street?
Surprisingly, not really.
Really?
I mean, there was a lot of like there was some scary incidences that had happened, but you know, it's like I think that's why nobody ever really did anything to me. Also back then is because I just was a little probably suicidal. You know, it's like when you're in that mindset, you don't really live in a lot of fear because you're like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Kill me?
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like
you were just like whatever.
I was just kind of like, yeah, I didn't really, you know, but like when I hitchhiked, I was always scared a little hitchhiking.
Right.
I always kept knives on me, and I was like, but like in my mind, I was like, yeah, if this person tries anything, I'm gonna shank them, and then I'm gonna steal this car.
Yes, yeah.
That's like how my mind went. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a free car if they try to do that shit. That's what they get for doing that.
Yes.
But nobody ever fucking did.
Wow.
Somehow. You know, like fucking got picked up by truck drivers all the time. I would fucking do fucking speed with them, do party, you know, hang out. Like really.
And you would sleep outside. Would you sleep in a group of people or would you be by yourself?
So usually when I slept outside, it was because I actually did not like sleeping outside. I was really good at finding squats, and that's like where, you know, you break into an abandoned building
house,
and you sleep inside that. But I had one girlfriend. This girl, I was like, you know, in retrospect, I was like in love with her.
Yeah.
But like she was not into me, and I was like, cool, I'll still be your friend. But I definitely did do whatever she said, you know, because I was like in love with her somehow. I think it's just like, probably it was just mixed in with like a best friend vibe, and I just didn't get that she was like really not into me at all.
Aww.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always one of those people who's just like, oh, I get it. Like later, I'm like, this is totally fine.
Yeah.
Like it was in my head, and I don't ever hate on other people for like not reciprocating because I'm like, I never even said anything to her. It's not like she knew.
Yeah.
You know, like we had a threesome a couple times, but I even then I was like, oh, she's just trying to get with this dude, and like I'm actually facilitating this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't, you know. But anyways, we were like travel partners. She's the girl that's actually in the Heroin documentary with me. There's like one on YouTube that I'm in, and she's the girl Rhea. She's passed away now, but like,
oh no, did she pass away from heroin?
I mean, I'm not sure that story, but she lived a lot longer, like years later, and I know she was on and off using, and I think I heard that she got clean for a little while and then went back. I don't even know because I stopped kind of keeping in touch with her because one of the couple last times I saw her, she was still using, and I was like, okay.
You're like, gotta stay away from that. Wow. You know. So she passed away like how long ago?
I don't remember now. Time. I'm one of those people. I feel really bad about this, but like time is just the past.
Yeah,
to me.
It doesn't matter.
It's really, it's honestly really hard for me to keep track, and that's why people are always like, "Oh, you should write a book." I'm like, it would be
all
like
over the
how I'm
place.
talking already.
Yeah.
Like just nothing's in sequential order. I'm like, I don't know. It happened back then. It could have been a year ago. Could have been 10 years. I don't know.
Right. But you did a heroin documentary on YouTube. What's that called?
Well, it's called Black Tar Heroin: Dark Into the Streets, and it's like 5 kids like in the 90s that are some people did a documentary in San Francisco. Like really though, that documentary should be called 5 Kids Homeless on Drugs, because there was not just heroin, and a lot of us were really young in it and not really that bad with it yet. Like, I mean, when they leave me in that story, I'm like only 21, and it got 10,000 times worse after that.
Did they give you money for the documentary?
No, of course not.
They didn't give you any food? Or
I think the most I ever got from them was like $60 one time, and that was because they flew me down to San Francisco to try to film some more, because I kept hitchhiking away and coming back.
Right.
And I kept trying to get sober because I dated a guy that was like trying to kick all the time, and I was like, sure, I guess I'll try again. But his method of quitting heroin was like working out, smoking weed, and drinking. And I was like,
nice. Replace one thing with another. Great.
I know. And I was like, I cannot. He would wake up dope sick and like start working out and drinking and smoking weed. I was like,
you're like, dude,
I'm
that's not how it
fucking
goes.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go shit myself by.
Yeah. So wait, so how long were you on heroin for?
For like almost 9
years.
from
when you were
17 to
homeless.
like 26. I got sober in 2001.
So you're completely sober
Yeah,
now.
I've been sober 18 years now.
Good for you. I love that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you go to meetings still?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate of them.
Yes.
I think that they are very important and they saved my life.
Yep.
I just found that it's very hard in LA to find meetings that fit my schedule.
Yeah. And also meetings where like in LA, I feel like a lot of people want to fuck you, and like it's like people have ulterior motives.
That's a huge problem in LA.
Yes.
In Portland, Oregon, where I got sober, I moved there in 2001 because my sister went through a program there that was dope called, it was dope.
It was dope, literally.
It was called the Mentor Program, and it was basically a rehab that was run by ex-heroin addicts, and now it's like ex-drug addicts because now it's open to everybody. But
So you know they get it. Like,
They-
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's
It's not
not
like
like-
some sober dude coming along being like, I get what you're going through, dude. Let me help you.
It's like someone with a PhD being like,
Right.
yeah, what you're doing is bad.
And you're like, oh, thanks, doc. Yeah, this is fucking really horrible.
No,
yeah.
and it's like these people, if you would like go party or whatever, or just like go out and whatever, they'd be like, so what did you do exactly? And if you tried to bullshit them, they'd be like, okay, really? Because
we know.
Yeah.
And
And they could look in your eyes and know if you're telling the truth or not because they've been there. And I love that program, but it was AA/NA based, and so like I really got a big strong foundation in that when I first went because I went every day for multiple times a day for over 2 years, and I made sure that I really like
Immerse yourself in it. Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it's in Portland, if people try to hit on newcomers or if male members try to talk to female members specifically, they get called out.
Good.
They get fucking called out.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable.
It's hella uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hella inappropriate. It's basically child molesting because
Yeah,
the
you're
people that
young.
are coming in newly sober or newly to a meeting, they need help.
Yeah, they're
Not
not there
with
to
a
get
dick.
fucked. Yeah.
And and women
Yeah.
are guilty of doing it too.
Yeah.
Some
I've
women
seen it
go
on
there
both
to
ends.
fucking
Yeah.
skis on dudes too. It's not like we all go in there fucking healthy. Like
Yeah.
people are in there fucking still sick and doing some sick shit still. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it should be like if you're a person in a meet. Like I wanted to start a fucking sex workers meeting specifically.
You should start one, dude. You should start one. You should start a fucking support group for people, a safe space.
Yeah, a safe space for mine would be still male and female or of all genders.
Right.
And but people that specifically do not want to have that going on in meetings because they have sexual jobs or issues.
Yeah, and issues.
You
with
know
it.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like, every time I've gone to a meeting here, I'm not even fucking kidding you. It's literally, and it's not like, I'm so
it's a
hot,
meat
everybody
market.
wants to
No,
fuck me.
it's
I'm
a
not
meat
like that
market.
at all.
I know.
It's
I've been. Yeah.
You could be a fucking, dumpster rat wearing a bag.
Yeah.
But if you have a vagina, you're going to get surrounded by dudes at the end of the meeting here, and it needs to fucking stop.
It's a lot. And I feel you on that. And I'm really proud of you. Like, I mean, obviously it doesn't matter even what I think, but I think it's really rad that you like got your shit together and got sober because I know it's hard. Like I know, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like,
it's really hard at first, but I think after some time you really
realize how much better your life is.
Yeah,
right?
your life is always going to get better.
Exponentially better.
And even though like I have fucking, problems and stuff now, like people die, life still goes on.
Yeah.
But I always know that the solution isn't to get fucked up because it never fixes it.
Nope.
It never makes it better.
Nope.
And even for the second that it does, like you're
That
there
goes
for
away.
a second,
Yeah, and then,
that goes away, and then you got more
and
problems
then you're
because you
even
did
worse.
that.
Yep, exactly, guys. Like
Every
it's not
fucking time.
It's not worth it to go back. It's just it's like putting a fucking Band-Aid on a gunshot. Like
yeah,
it's like
every person that I'm friends with that's gone back out there, I'm just like, I see them and they fucking slowly fucking looking like shit and fucking getting. I know I don't look amazing right now,
No,
too.
I'm
But
actually looking at you and I'm thinking how great you look.
like,
'Cause I actually remember meeting you briefly, like a long time ago in Hollywood. I think I might have just said hi to you with your dogs or something.
Yeah, I
and
remember
you look
seeing you
even
somewhere,
younger
too.
than then.
Thank you.
You look great.
Yeah,
You really do.
thank you.
really do. So I want to hear about some of this shit, the fucking bullshit that you deal with, like at the club. When fucking dudes come in, because you're dancing, and Cheetahs is just topless, right? Or
no, we're not even topless.
it's just bikini bar.
Dude.
But you can drink alcohol there, guys. In California, there's like laws where basically if it's a strip club, nudity, there's no alcohol allowed. But if it's a bikini bar, you can serve drinks.
You can, we have a full bar, but the girls don't take anything off.
Nothing off.
That's a bullshit law.
Yeah.
And what sucks is like a lot of the dancers that work in LA are so used to it that they're like, oh yeah, no, being nude is gross. And I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
Yeah.
I was a fully nude dancer for 10 years in Portland. Even I got sober there, and 2 years later I started dancing, and everyone from my rehab was like, oh, you're gonna get loaded doing that job. And I'm like, no, because I didn't get sober to work at Taco Bell.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
And I don't have an education, and I actually tried to go to college for a couple of years first. That's why I didn't start stripping until 2 years later. But like, it was hard, okay? At college, I could not. I was just like, I can't. My brain is so damaged, you guys. And I like did not graduate high school, and I got a GED, but I still tried to power through a couple of years of college, and it just was like
not your
fucking
thing.
Couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, you're only young once. I can fucking dance right now, and then I can go to college later.
Yeah.
You know,
or become
not.
like an esthetician or do makeup or do whatever. Like I could see you being good at all that stuff.
I just honestly, after this, I just want to be a dog mom. That's all I want to do with my life. I would love to like rescue dogs and just take care of animals. I just want to do stuff with animals after
you could always work at a vet.
I would,
too.
I took veterinary assisting when I was young, and I do like some of that. So something with animals, love them.
Yep.
But yeah, we don't get naked, and it's just the culture in LA has made it so like the nude clubs are pretty much brothels, and then the bikini bars are not. But then people still get confused, and okay, not everybody that works in a nude club is prostituting, and not that there's anything wrong with prostitution. I want to say that too. I'm a sex workers advocate, and I think that grown adults should do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Make their own decisions with their bodies.
But also they shouldn't be pimped. They should be in charge of all that shit themselves.
Yeah.
So
be your own pimp, ladies. Yeah.
Which is not happening, which is now that strippers in LA are employees. We are actually being sex trafficked by the government now.
Your employees?
We're fucking employees making minimum wage, and guess what that's going to create? An environment where women are giving dances that they don't want to give because they're afraid they're going to lose their job.
Wow. When did that? That was recent, right?
That law just passed this year, and a lot of clubs were like, our club was trying to hold out. They were trying not to do it. Like, Cheetahs doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But Taxman's going to come after them if they don't. Everyone's going to get audited.
So you got to report your fucking tips?
Oh, we're on an app. And you don't have to, I mean, our tips are like, it's like same as bartenders or waitresses. Our cash tips on stage. But our lap dances go directly to the club now to pay our minimum wages.
Oh, no. And you used to make bank off lap dances,
okay,
right?
I did not.
You didn't?
I'm one of those people, and this is the thing, is I don't have a lot of stories about interaction with customers, because my interaction with customers is basically me on stage with them, because I don't really spend a lot of time doing lap dances. I pretty much avoid them.
Yeah.
I'm not good at talking.
I feel like you're great at talking.
I'm not good at convincing somebody that I want to have sex with them.
Oh, because you're like, I'm not really wanting to have sex with you, so I can't fake it. Yeah.
I can't fake that. Yeah. So, like, probably I could convince them if I actually did.
Yes.
So then they'd probably have to be, my type. And I don't see a lot of those in the club, so.
Yeah.
Except for my coworkers.
Yeah, and so you're like, I'm not trying to fuck this dude. That's the worst. Yeah. That's why I could never be a stripper, because I could never dance on a dude that I did not find attractive. I would be like, get away from me. I don't want to fucking touch you. Like, fuck, that'd be so hard.
I mean, I can do it, but I'm like super playful when I do it, and I don't think people usually want more than one from me, because I'm not gonna like look in their eyes and be all like, oh my God,
I'm like all horny. Yeah. Like, I want
you
so
like,
bad.
I don't do that whole like sexy thing. I'm more of like a jester. I like do a little
you pull like a fucking bunch of flowers out of your ass.
Yeah.
You're like, look.
I would love to, like I'm like when I
pull like a scarf out of your vagina, you're like, it keeps going.
Why did I never do that when I was new? That would have been great. Okay.
You're just like the funny stripper. They're like, that girl's goofy. I love her. Yeah, that'd be me. I'd be like, pull like a fucking red nose out of my twat.
I always joke that I'm like a dolphin at SeaWorld and I'm just doing little pole tricks and stuff like that, and I'm just like kind of just showing off my little, look what I can do.
I love that. Are you good at pole tricks?
I'm not good.
But you can get by.
I'm good at making it look like I'm good.
Hell yeah. Whatever. Fake it till you fucking make
That's
it.
what I do. I mean, when I first started dancing, there wasn't really pole classes. It was like, that's like a newer thing. Yeah. There wasn't pole classes, and there wasn't, once again, there wasn't the internet. There wasn't like things that you can watch on YouTube to learn how.
Yeah, tutorial.
You couldn't really buy like your own pole back then. I mean, I have one now in my bedroom, but like, it's just one of those things like I didn't. I just went in there kind of like from my tree climbing experience was like, oh, I know how to do this.
So tomboy, you're like, I'm going to climb this like a fucking goddamn oak tree.
I don't know about you, but like when you're young and you see those like playgrounds that have like that big octagon thing.
Yes.
I don't know what
Yes, I remember that
those are my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've always wanted to have one of those to like dance on.
Oh, whoa, that'd be a cool performance.
I mean, I
you
have
should do solo shows, like performances. Like you should be.
I used to do stuff like that in Portland. They had like a burlesque night that was called Sinferno. It was alternative burlesque, and I was like doing like these like blood, guts, violence shows, and I could, bring in props, and I had more money back then because you make more money when you dance nude.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
And also people in Portland understand tipping.
Right.
And
in LA, everybody's a bunch of cheap fucks.
Yeah, they're so cheap.
They're like, we have so much money, but we have so much money because we don't treat anyone fair.
I just love the people that come to the club with a stack of money and they just sit there the whole time. Like, look at my stack, but you can't have any.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And then it'll always be like that one like then there'll be like these like rich people that come in too that have money, but they just like everyone else that doesn't have that much money, they throw some singles. They throw it.
Yeah.
But the person that has a lot of money is like holding on to their $1. Like, come work for this. Come jump
You're
for
like,
me.
Bitch, it's a fucking dollar.
It's $1.
Go suck your own dick.
Calm down.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Where should I put this? Throw
Up
it.
your own ass.
Throw it. Like, I don't care.
That's fucked. Fuck that shit.
But
isn't there some dope nude clubs out here? Is you don't want to you can't dance in them because you're alternative.
Yeah,
they don't want you.
Yeah, guess what? They don't like tattoo girls. Most of the clubs
you guys. Like, you guys need a little goddamn diversity. I want to speak to your manager.
I don't even care.
I'm going to personally request you. I call in a different club. Right? I'm like, is she there? Well, you guys need to get your shit together.
The thing is, though, is I wouldn't want to work at most of those clubs because they do attract more of a gentleman's crowd, and that isn't my crowd. And I like a stage crowd.
Yeah.
And like, if they don't have a big straight, I actually did want to work at Sam's Hofbrau, but like,
I've heard of that place.
That
Downtown
place is,
LA, right?
I mean, like everyone says it's like hella ratchet or whatever, but I don't care. Like, I went in there and I was like, it looks fun. They got like a cool setup, and like, every girl I know that's worked there is like, oh, the girls are really bitchy and mean, and I'm like, I don't know, like, it looks like a fun club though, but it's I went in there and auditioned and they're like, no.
You should open your own club where it's just all fucking tatted chicks. No. Just the whole thing, like, and cool, like.
I mean, that's so Portland.
Is it?
It's so Portland. And also it's like one of those things like, like, I'm not bashing Suicide Girls because I think that they were great. They, like, honestly, if it wasn't for Suicide Girls, I probably wouldn't have like had such a good career. I was never a Suicide Girl, but because I had the look of what one might look like, a lot of people that want to see that on stage really, because I think Suicide Girls kind of like sexualize that whole tattoo, like, whatever, and it made it cool, but like. I mean, it was cool already, but like made it more like, oh yeah, that's more like
mainstream.
Mainstream, I guess is the word. And so, I could profit from it basically. And but the thing is like, it's like just once you like kind of like focus on it, then it becomes a little cheesy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
you're like, that's kind of lame now.
I don't want everyone, because then everyone still looks everyone looks the same again.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? Like, it's like they opened just a metal punk or a metal strip club in Portland. That's called Rose City Strip, and it's cool. I worked there a couple times, but I think the sad thing is about that thing is they just play metal there, and that's cool. But like a lot of the dancers there aren't even into metal. They're not. They're just working there because it's like they want to like get the metal dudes money or whatever. But I'm like, but
they're not even into the scene.
But you can totally tell these girls don't know this music. You know. And I like grew up listening to punk and metal and death rock, and like I love basically everything from the 70s and 80s and the little 90s, but like past. And then the only thing that I like really modern is like you know, gangster rap still, or hip hop and stuff, you know, like
which is classic. You have to love that.
Well, I like anything that sounds angry or whatever.
I love it. Okay, so tell me like one of your fucking horror stories that you were saying that you were when you were dancing.
Well, I mean, just from dancing, the worst case scenario there was in Portland. I was legit vomited on 3 different times. And that was
like someone leaned over the stage and
that was actually in private dances, and that
my God,
I was jizzed on as well. So here's one of the vomit stories, and that's
oh my God.
The vomit things were usually so that like the club I worked at in Portland was really well known for like people bringing their bachelorette or birthday or bachelor parties. Like it's like a young people like in Portland, if you turn 21, you go to a strip club. That's like you don't go anywhere else when you turn 21. And so, but I also like being the way I look would be like the girl that people want to fuck with their friend. Like get a dance.
We're gonna get her that
crazy
girl. Yeah.
You know that'll really fuck with them. You know, because that's what they want. They want to fuck with their friend. You know,
right.
And so I would always get the newbies. You know,
yeah,
and like,
the little fucking dweebs.
and they never been that drunk before. You know,
right.
And like I remember I was like giving this one guy a dance, and I could tell he was just kind of like he's just laying back, and he was like.
Oh my God, like, he looked
like,
sick.
Are you okay?
Dead.
You know, like I'm trying to dance. I was like, do you need to use the bathroom? But like, he's like, no, I'm trying. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like keeping my distance.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, we already have to be about a foot apart-ish in Portland. There's no touching.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was keeping a little further because I was like, I think he's gonna. And then I noticed there's like even a little spit up on his shirt. I was like, I think he already kind of like did a little, you know. and then he like totally like leaned over. He just started like go for it. I was like, oh my God, and I like backed up, and he just like puked. But it was like all over. I had taken off my bikini already. It was like all over my bikini.
Oh God!
Like,
you're like, dude, fuck.
I was like, I guess I have to go home now because I don't have anything
to wear. Did he pay for your bikini?
No, but like, you know, like, fuck? So I remember I put that bikini in a bag and I like took it home to like, well, I put it, you know, in my car. It's like, gonna wash it.
Yeah.
And I remember opening the bag and just.
Fucking nasty, just retching. You're like, it's gonna make you throw up. Oh God. Did he at least tip you well?
I mean, I got paid for the dance, but I think he was super embarrassed. I seen him like years later, and I was like, oh my God. The dude that threw up on and he was like, oh my God, you remember me? And I was like, you kind of made an impression. He was like, no. He was like, that was the most embarrassing night of my life. I was like, it was funny, dude. I'm not, you know, but he was really like, I didn't want you to remember that.
God, dude. Like, that was one time, and you said it happened 2 more times. Yeah,
one time we were doing like a couple that were getting married on stage.
Oh
and
my
so it was
God.
Like me and a bunch of girls.
On the strip club?
Yeah, at the strip club. There were 2 sitting in chairs on the stage, and like, and I saw that guy coming too. I was just like, he was just all like.
Oh no, you can always tell when they got the wobbles. Yeah, they're all.
You know, he's just like, I don't know.
Oh no.
And I was just like, I looked at him. I was like, go to the bathroom now. Go. Because I saw it. And he like leapt off the stage. He's running to the bathroom. The whole way he's vomiting and just leaving a trail.
Oh God.
It was so awesome.
What the fuck? And then what about the dude that jizzed? Because you're not allowed to pull your dick out.
He didn't technically pull his dick out, but we were dancing at this club in Portland called Devil's Point. Mm-hmm. And this guy who also was like, he tried to like hit me up one time. He was like, oh, this is like on MySpace days. He's like, wrote me on MySpace. He's like, I'm thinking about having a Mohawk night at Devil's Point. I was like,
a Mohawk night? That's like, fucking cheesy.
Bro, I'm the only one there with the Mohawk.
He's like, yeah, you get it? It's just me and you.
I know. I was like,
you're like,
I'm not into just entertaining you all night, bro. No, it's not happening.
A long night.
But he was like friends with the owner, so he thought he could get like, you know, special privilege or whatever. And then he came in one night and he was like, can I get some dances though? I was like, okay, because I normally would just be like too busy. I'd act really busy, but I was like kind of a dead night. I was like, okay, I'll give you a dance.
You're like, you got money?
And of course of course he's paying.
Yeah.
But then he's wearing like the fucking full-on silk shorts.
Silk or like
shorts.
the fucking the sweatpants or like
they're like the silky basketball shorts or whatever.
Shorts,
so
yes,
you know
yes.
he was hoping that I'd like really sit on his lap and grind on his dick, but I totally didn't sit. I didn't touch him. I was not touching him the whole time. It was 3 songs. 3 songs we did,
and you're not even touching him.
No,
just
touching, just dancing, just moving around. And then at one point, I'm like, I have my back to him, which I did most of the time because I didn't want to look at him. And then I was wearing thigh-high boots. I felt like a splat. And like, I was like,
at what part? The back of your thigh?
On the back of my thigh on my boot. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You just jizzed on my fucking boot. And he was like, oh my God, Malice, I'm so sorry. I've just always wanted to do that. I'm like, yeah, but you don't. You don't.
Ew.
I was like, you know you're 86 for life now. He's like, I know, I'm so sorry.
Ew, what the fuck?
I know, but it was cool because I got to write him off and I never had to talk to him.
See him again. Yeah, you're like, did you get him out of the club? Like, he could never come to the club again.
He's 86.
He's done. He's out of
there.
there.
Yeah, because you cannot do that at a strip club.
Ew.
Like, you cannot just jizz on girls. Like,
I've heard at some, like you said, like some strip clubs, like it's gnarly.
Yeah,
some strip clubs, girls give hand jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I dated a guy who was a strip club DJ, and he used to tell me all this kind of, right?
Did he work at Crazy Girls?
He worked at, God, what's the fucking name of it? It's just some fucking piece of shit place in the valley. I forget the name of it. Anyway, he was a strip club DJ, and he told me, like, they had been busted, like, twice already because they would it was basically like a fucking prostitution place because girls would give hand jobs, girls would suck dick, like, they would just try to turn a blind eye because the people would pay more, you know, and then DJs get tipped more and, like, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, like, he told me it was fucking gnarly at some points.
Once again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but there should be, basically, if you ask me, there should be brothels.
Well, they're super strict now.
Yeah,
like,
I think there should be like decriminalization of all sex work, and they should have separate places because it is harder for a dancer that just wants to dance to make money versus if she's working in a place like that
where girls are sucking dick. Like,
I worked at Crazy Girls for a little while when I first moved here because they had like the rock nights there, and I would host them and like present bands and stuff.
Right.
And
that's what I was thinking of on La Brea, Crazy Girls.
That one, yeah. And but if anyone ever asked me for a dance, they'd always be disappointed because, like, right next to there's just a sheer curtain, and you can kind of you couldn't totally see, but you could see a little bit of what's going on next door, and there would always be some shady shit happening.
Yeah.
And like, I remember sometimes dancing for someone, and they'd be like, "Can I get a dance like that? How much for that one?" I was like, "You would have to ask her for that type of dance.
Yeah,
I don't
do that. Yeah,
that type of dance, and of course, I wouldn't make money because I didn't do that. You know,
it's such a bummer. Like, it's such a bummer. I mean, if that's what you want to go do for a living, like, it's fine. Obviously, I mean, I have judgment. You know, make money and do with your body, which you want to do.
I'm one of those people. I wish I could.
Yeah,
I wish. For me, it's more. I'm just a dominating personality type, and because, I mean, in my logical mind, like, it makes sense because I've had horrible sex with horrible people for free.
Yeah, which is the worst.
So I'm like, these women are making a profit, and some of them might even be getting some good sex out of it, like better than some of the fucking horrible sex I've had with people for free. You know, that's one of the things I think about all the time. I'm like, you know, when I was a little girl and my mom was like fucking random dudes, I'd be like, she should really be charging.
Dead. No, I it's kind of crazy though, because I'm the same way as you though. Like, I could never fuck someone that I wasn't into. Like, I could never suck their dick or like touch them. Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
like,
people are always like, why don't you do porn? And I'm like, I really like to choose.
Yeah.
And then it just has to kind of be a little more, for me, half, like probably more than half of what turns me on sexually is the hunting.
Yeah.
I like to hunt. And like, that's also why I can't do relationships, because once I get in the relationship, I get bored.
You won the person over.
It's not even just like winning. It's more just like there's no
The
hunt
hunt's
anymore.
over,
There's
the
no
game's
game.
done. That's very guy behavior.
I'm a very, very much dude when it comes
like
to sex.
that's how guys are.
I know.
Because they're so like girls. My girlfriends tell me all the time. Even one of my girlfriends right now, it's like, oh, I fucked him, and now he's not like being as like romantic to me, and like he used to message me every morning, and then like, dude, you fucking gave it away too soon, you know? Like it's gotta be. But that's the kind of thing. Like some people, then they're like you, like it doesn't even work out, because then once you get the person, you're kind of like, okay, this isn't fun anymore, you know?
I mean, it works out for me if like the people that I've dated that our relationships last longer is if they still have a really busy life and they're not like obtainable to me at any moment, you know. But if they're just around all the time, then
that's
I can.
Boring, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
or do you like people that like some people? I have girlfriends that like they never like guys that like them. They like the guys or girls that treat them like shit.
I would say okay. No one can treat me like shit.
Not like shit, but you know what I mean. But not but not like super into them. You know what I mean?
I mean, if someone's into me, they still have to like. I need them to be more just still like kind of on their own shit. Like they can't be into
All
me
on
in a
your
way
shit.
that they like really, you know. I mean, I dated a girl once that was really like that with me, but the thing is like mine and her relationship was probably one of my best and most favorite relationships, because both me and her were the same type of personalities, where we both were givers and we both really wanted to please each other in every single way. And she wasn't, you know, like she like really played hard to get for a long time before we got together. And then she was still open to, when we were dating, she would still date other people, and I need that, which is weird. I like a lot of my partners don't think I love them because I want them to date other people, but I might be a little cuckoldy. I'm a lot like a dude. I like knowing that other people want to fuck my partner, and I like hearing their stories. I get off on like them still having adventures, and I don't even need, the whole time I dated her, I didn't hook up with anyone else, but she was also like super into S&M, and I'm not, and I like the look of it, and I like I like the basics of it. I like all the basics. I'm just not hardcore like she is. She wanted to like really fucking torture me,
tie you up, and fucking put fucking pliers on your
she
nipple.
like tied me up to like her weight equipment.
Damn.
And then she like put like clothespins all over me. Did that torture, then did some like candle wax shit. Then she put an ice cube in my vagina.
Damn.
And I mean, I was like blindfolded, fucking my mouth was covered, everything.
You're like, I don't even know what's happening right now.
Honestly, the ice cube thing, if I wasn't tied up, I would have fucking kicked her ass.
Yeah,
I would have fucking killed her. It's so uncomfortable. She knew that I hate being cold. I hate fucking cold anything. There's no way I would want an ice cube to ever touch my fucking skin.
I would have pushed that shit out. I've been like,
Oh God, it was like so rigid and cold. It froze my pussy. Like my shit got numb. It was a big ice cube.
Fuck that. Ew.
The only reason I didn't kill her after that is because I knew that she was gonna fuck me really good after.
Oh, okay.
And like, I mean, both me and her like fucked each other till we couldn't take it anymore all the time. We would just like fuck each other to death.
Wow.
Yeah, like sometimes for hours. It was just like we were both competitively fucking each other, she was the best for that.
It burns a lot of calories.
Really?
It's really good exercise, guys, actually.
It'd be like this arm gets tired, your mouth is broken, you're just like, I have to use my foot now.
Dead.
I actually did fuck her with my foot once.
Every part of your body is just fucking like exhausted.
Yeah.
And then you were telling me one other story. I know the thing's telling me to wrap up, but I just love having you here, and I love like just having real, raw, honest conversations, because I feel like so many people come on these podcasts and they're like, oh, I'm gonna tell like my most innocent story because I don't want to like look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, it's just annoying. So I just love how real you are. You were telling me you like were dating a guy at one point, and what about that guy? He like.
The strap-on one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this wasn't dating. This was
okay, just like going on
one
dates.
night I was like really horny,
Yeah.
which I'll be once a month or something. You know, like I'm 44 now. I don't fucking care.
You
like,
are?
yeah, like
you look like you're like 30.
Thank you.
Dude, I thought we were the same age. That's crazy.
No,
You
in
look
my
hella fucking
30s,
young.
in my 30s, I was much more ravenous, but like I've definitely like chilled out in my
down.
40s.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, fucking sex, cool, maybe, I don't know, whatever. But I think part of that is just I work a lot here. I just have to work so much.
You look fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Like skin's great, on point.
Thank you.
Never would have even thought you were over 40.
Thank you,
Go ahead.
Kat
Not
Von
that
D
40
makeup.
Yay! not that even being 40 is even old at all because everyone looks fucking. I mean, look at J-Lo. She's fucking 51.
J-Lo
She
kills
looks
me. I'm so in love with her.
Insane. I saw her in person and I wanted to be like, I'm gonna see her in person. She's not gonna look like that. Nope. Fucking bitch looks like just perfect. Anyway.
She's
sorry.
gorgeous.
Gorgeous and like smells good and everything. So go ahead. Back to dildo guy. Or strap on.
Right.
Sorry.
So this story is one night. So I was like horny and I was like, I need to go hunting. And I don't know why.
Just out on Hollywood Boulevard in a
pretty
bikini with like a
much.
bow and arrow.
I know I should just go to the college because that's where I'd find more of my type. Like I like innocent. So I would be like usually hooking up with like people that don't look like me. You know, like I like innocent, like clean showered, you know. I'm that's not the opposite of me. I'm clean showered, but like I'm just saying, like I just like innocent people because I have none. But I was at the Rainbow. Gross already. Gross. The story starts gross already. But like I was like honestly I wasn't really there totally prowling, but like I was kind of just like, is there gonna be anyone fuckable here? I don't know. Like sometimes, but like. There was a guy I started talking to, a musician. I'm not going to say his name, but anyways, he was like kind of my age, which is normally not my thing. I'm like usually like way younger. But I was like, we had a lot in common. We started talking. And then we were just talking about sexual stuff. And, you know, he asked me, he's like, hey, have you ever fucked a guy in the ass? And I was like, I mean.
Just eat at the Rainbow at the
Straight
casual
up.
conversation.
We're,
I love
you know,
it.
sitting at the bar. He's like, do you ever do that?
Peanuts? Did you ever fuck a guy in the ass?
Yeah, right. And I was like, well,
casual.
no, like I fingered a dude in the ass many times, but I've never really gone, I've never had a dude that like requested it.
Right.
I'm not going to, you know, pull it out, you know, that on a dude. I'm like, I've fucked girls with strap-ons, but like not a dude. And he was like, oh yeah. And then we just had some more conversation about sexual scenarios and stuff like that. And then he was like one of the other things I really like, I'll be attracted to someone for, even if they're not like totally my type. I'm like, okay, they're like not in town for more than a day and they have a hotel room. I'm like, okay, that's even better.
You're like I never have to see you again.
I don't have to see you again and we don't have to go to my place.
Exactly.
Okay, this is sounding hotter and hotter, okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm just at this hotel down here. And he didn't drive there. He walked and he was like, I had that big creepy van back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can give you a ride back. And then by then I was just like, just fuck this guy, whatever. And so, you know, I park and we go inside and like literally walk in the door and he comes out of a room and he has a hog tie and a strap on. And he's like, all right. And I was like, oh.
He was prepared.
Oh, you have?
You're like, we just talked about this and
you
this
meant
is here.
Tonight. You meant like.
Yeah, now. Yeah.
Well, this will be my first time fucking a guy in the ass tonight, I guess then. Check that off the bucket list.
Oh my God.
And I was like, just, you know, like, I mean, this is new to me. I wouldn't normally like to experience this with someone who I've kind of gotten to know a little better. So I know how to know if you're having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like, let's just walk me through it, bro.
So he just bends over and you just fuck him in the butt?
No, he's hogtied. So he's like in a fucking like hogtied sitting up position, just fucking, you know, getting fucked in the ass. And then.
And he loved it.
Yeah, and then he ate me out a little bit, but I was like, he didn't really like fuck me, and I was kind of like, okay.
You're like, that's
weird. I'm not really a big oral sex person. I'm kind of like,
I don't like oral sex.
I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I don't really like
mouth on the.
Especially, well, okay, once I get to know someone, once I'm with somebody, then fucking we can do whatever. But like for a first time scenario, I'd really not like to swap a lot of spit and shit. You know, like it's just like I always use protection. I'm always safe. That's how I'm still healthy this day and time in my life. You know, like because I've always been safe. Even when I was a junkie, I fucking used condoms with people. I didn't fucking whatever. And even if I thought the world was going to end, I still want to use a condom. I don't care.
Yeah, like, it's scary. You don't want to fucking be careful, guys.
When I was a little girl, if my mom took a sip of my drink, I wouldn't
want
drink it.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
I've always been like,
I don't like that either. Or like even when your partner wants to use your toothbrush, you're
oh
like,
no,
dude,
I don't give a
like I don't care if we make out, kiss, but like that we're not sharing toothbrushes.
No, I would be horrified.
Horrified if
somebody even asked to be like,
yeah, let's share a toothbrush. You're like,
what the fuck? Yeah, no. So, but then, you know, he did that, and then he was like, yeah, I'd really like to hang out tomorrow. And I was like, after that, it like made me more horny, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna try to fuck him again tomorrow and like really get mine this time.
Yeah.
And but the next day I had to work at Crazy Girls that night, and I was telling him, I was like, listen, at Crazy Girls, if you're late, you get a late fee, and it's like $40.
Whoa.
And I was like, so I can't be late. And he's like, no, meet me here, and we'll whatever. And we go. Then he's like, he makes me go out to get food with him first, and I'm like.
Did you like the conversation with this dude or no? Was it
no,
just
at
like,
this point I just wanted to get fucked. I was like, okay, this is okay. You're
eating? Like, oh look, it's fuck o'clock.
Oh my god, okay, you done talking?
Fuck me o'clock, yeah,
cool, bro. And then he's like, okay, and then can we stop at this store real quick? I need some condoms and shit. And I was like,
wow,
okay. Like, I mean, I have some, but maybe you need your specific brand. I don't know.
Right.
So we went in there, and he grabs like a new dildo. And then I'm like, what's going on here?
Oh my God.
And then on the way back, I'm like, you know, I don't have a lot of time to like, you know,
do a whole.
I feel like we should just
yeah.
do like regular sex this time so we can both get off kind of, and like then I can go to work.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it won't take that much time, I promise. And I'm like, okay. And so I fuck him again, and then I'm late for work. So I basically ended up having to pay to work, or basically pay to fuck him.
You didn't get fucked.
And I didn't get off.
And you didn't get off, and you ended up fucking him in the butt again, and then you had to pay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know?
Guys suck sometimes.
Sometimes
they're really selfish.
Yeah. I mean, I've been selfish too, but I usually, I pre-warn people, but I definitely wouldn't never make anyone like late for work and
be reciprocal in bed, guys. I mean, it's like, it's not a one-way street, you know? Like, if you the key to a happy relationship, I was watching this interview with like this like fucking 90-year-old people, and it was like a couple, and they've been married like forever since they were like 14, and the guy was like, well, what's the secret? And he goes, well, we have sex every day, even if we don't want to. And he's like, and we make sure we're both, and I'm like, geez, you're like 100, like what do you fucking have sex with? I don't know, it was kind of scary, but that was their answer. And that, you know,
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, have a freaking 80 fucking 100 years old, like with his dinosaur dick, like no. But I mean, they were happy, and they were like, that's the secret, like just make each other come every day. Anyway, that's crazy.
No, because there's plenty of day. Like I have a thing where in the winter I get really bad seasonal depression. Even here,
I
thought moving to LA, I'd be like, I don't have that anymore
because it's still chilly here. I mean, as much as it's not like the fucking East Coast, it's still chilly.
If I have to wear pants, it's just I'm sad. Pants are a symbol of sadness to me.
I noticed you have no pants on. Oh, she has no pants on. Okay,
no
cool.
pants.
Love it.
Ever. I hate pants.
But do you want to get married one day?
Not really. Don't believe in it.
No, don't believe it.
I think it's. I of course I support everyone else doing it if they think it's a thing, but I honestly don't understand why it's still a thing. Mm-hmm. I think in our society it's like kind of been proven it's not like necessary.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't always work.
I think if you wanted to have kids, then maybe it's something, but even then, I don't know.
And you don't want to have kids?
No.
Okay.
Just more dogs.
Same.
I think that kids are great. Like if I was with somebody that already had kids and they needed me to marry them to make a family or whatever, then maybe it's some kind of scenario like that. Like, I mean, that girl that I dated had a son, you know, and like I felt like when we broke up, that was the worst part is I felt like I had to break up with him too. And I mean, that's part of the reason me and her broke up is I started realizing I had more in common with him.
Yeah. You're like, me and the son are best friends. I don't really care about you anymore.
I mean, because I was like, me and her just have really good sex, but it's not like,
There's nothing more to it.
It's like, I remember one morning she was like, she woke me up. First of all, don't fucking wake me up. I don't give a fuck if the house is burning.
Precious.
I sleep.
Same.
And she's playing acoustic guitar over me,
serenading
me, and I was
that's
like,
not a way to wake up.
I was like, honey, I know I eat your pussy, but I'm not that gay.
Yeah.
Like I cannot with this.
This was the
guitar.
Dom chick.
Yeah.
She was a very versatile person.
She was honestly, she's really, really talented. And,
wow.
You know, whatever.
Playing acoustic guitar, but like, can you kumbaya your ass out the fucking door? I'm sleeping right now.
Yeah,
I can't.
I felt bad because I think it kind of hurted her feelings, but at the same time, I was like,
some girls love that
shit. I just said hurted her feelings.
I hurted her feelings.
Whatever.
Some girls love that shit though. They're like all about like some fucking John Mayer ass coming along and being like, your body is a wonderland. I'm sorry, if Tommy ever fucking got on the guitar and started serenading me, I'd probably punch him in the face. Like that would be so embarrassing. And he would never do that. He's not cheesy like that.
They would have to sing like George Michael for me to do, like get down with it.
Yeah, it's not.
But also George Michael is my crying music. That's what I used to cry. So it'd also not get wet. I would just start sobbing.
Yeah, more.
I'd be like, oh my God, wait, play Kissing a Fool. Oh God.
Alice, I love you. I feel like I could go on forever. You've been here an hour, but I want like even more.
Feels
an
like
hour
it was
and
like 10
36
minutes.
minutes, almost 2 hours. I love having you here. You'll have to be another guest. Guys, make sure to go follow Alice McMunn on her Instagram page. It's official Malice, MALICE McMunn, which is
MCMUNN, which I should get rid of my last name because I hate spelling it.
No,
MCMUNN, but it all sounds. Try to spell that on the phone to like someone in another country or something, because M's and N's sound the same. Yeah, it's like that's what it is.
Yeah. So it's MCMUNN.
Yeah,
Alice McMunn. It's Irish sounds.
Yeah,
Irish sounding,
yeah. I'm Scottish, Irish, Native American.
Right, you're everything.
Yeah,
you're just everything.
And
girl.
then American.
I love it. And make sure to go follow her and show her some support and some love. She's been an amazing guest today. Make sure to leave lots of love in the comments so she can check them out on the YouTube channel. Make sure to like, rate, subscribe. I need your approval in my existence as a human being. Please, it means so much to me. And I love reading all of your reviews on iTunes too, guys. I mean, I've over 1,000 reviews for this podcast, and I read all of them, and I take all your feedback very seriously. And it's just been awesome, and I've loved having you on as a guest today. You're fucking rad, and just congratulations on everything of you becoming the person that you are today.
Thanks.
Because you're fucking killing it. Yay! And make sure, guys, to stay tuned next week with more amazing guests on The Worst Firsts.